I've noticed that a lot of my older individuals that I work with are exhibiting a lot of anxiety. Do you find the same in the clients that you see? And are there ways to work through this anxiety?
Yeah, anxiety is not in the diagnostic criteria directly, but it is. And when I talk to children, teenagers and adults, and I say, which aspect of your life would you like to remove? It's anxiety, not necessarily autism. It's anxiety, because that really affects their day, their quality of life, their sensory sensitivity. But it also leads to various behaviors to manage anxiety, routines and rituals, diagnostic criteria B2. That's actually a coping mechanism for anxiety. Special interests. Yes, it's a thought blocker. But you also get someone who, in trying to cope with their anxiety, can be very controlling and almost, as the British would say, pathological demand avoidance. Because if I agree to your request, I surrender control of my life. And so that can be a concern. But it also means that anxiety and sensory sensitivity go together. The more anxious you are, the greater the sensory sensitivity, the more the fear and worry of what's going to happen. So we really do need to focus on anxiety as a major barrier to success for an autistic individual who likes routine and consistency, because there's no risk of anxiety-provoking situations. So I always say, as a clinician, anxiety has been my biggest challenge.
Yes, for me as well. I feel like from early age to adults, you know, that we work with a big variety or various age groups, and our youngsters are exhibiting anxiety. You know, they're showing signs of they don't want to enter specific scenarios and or environments and experiences, and we try and go with them and, like you said, mentor them through them or guide them through these situations, because we do know that practice makes progress.
Yeah. And one of the things you say is, what can parents do? A lot. First of all, not to get anxious themselves. They need to model calmness. And I would say to parents, choose a time when you're anxious, you've lost your car keys or something, and speak aloud your thinking processes. If I'm calm, I'm smart. If I'm calm, I got a good memory. I'll ask for help. There'll be another solution to this, because what you want is the parent's voice to be the autistic person's voice, because they need to tune in to your thinking in that situation and absorb those approaches. The worst thing to do psychologically when you're anxious is to run away from the problem. So it's being very brave and very supportive in that situation. But it's learning a whole range of activities that range from yoga to cognitive behavior therapy. And there are many strategies that we will bring in for the individual, from physical exercise to all sorts of strategies to reduce anxiety. We have a broad approach, but parents can very much work on this by taking particular situations. Often parents read their son or daughter better than anyone else.
Yes.
Not only do they read them, they manage them. This is why you get separation anxiety, because mum is the only one who reads me, supports me, and calms me. Nobody else does it as well as she does. If she's gone, I can't cope. So it's going through, what are the situations? What are the things that you can do to help? And having a project on anxiety, it's not a bad thing. It's just something that happens every so often. But ways of managing it, that if you do succeed in reducing anxiety, the quality of life of the young adults is far better.
Yes, 100%. And also, just like you said, focusing on the actual emotion of anxiety, because I think a lot of times we kind of shy away from what's seen as negative emotions. And I really, we all experience this. So we need to kind of normalize this too.
Yeah, anxiety gives you energy. Otherwise, you'd be a couch potato. You wouldn't do anything. But if it's too much, it's the fight, flight, or freeze.
Yes.
And this is something we work on, is you can control your anxiety, not your anxiety controls you.